What's going on, everybody? Sorry for we're a little bit late. Happy Monday, victorious Monday. Twin, how you feeling today, buddy?
Man, listen here. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, man, we got a great show. Obviously, this is the show of the year right here because we just whooped on the Eagles. I got a lot to share with you. Twin and I got a lot to talk about. I'm looking forward to it. Let's run the intro. Give us 25 seconds. We'll be right back.
You're dialed into the right place. And now your host, Ryan Hensley.
Yes, victorious Monday, man. Feels fantastic. How's my sound? Does it sound all right? I messed with some settings, so hopefully it sounds all right. Let me know if it doesn't in the chat. Twin, I sound all right?
I ain't sound Gucci over here on my side, you know.
Sounding Gucci, man. Yes. So I'm gonna try to stay positive, man. Somebody hit me with a video of some cat talking reckless about me. Some guy I've never heard of trying to build his clout off my name. Don't know who you are, man, but just please don't talk about where I live because you're getting into dangerous territory. And I'm trying to just be a peaceful man. I'm trying to be a businessman, handle my business, talk 49ers, and enjoy my life. So do me a favor, keep my name out my mouth. Don't talk about where I live because that's trouble for you, my friend. Twin, man. 49ers whooped up on the Eagles. That was amazing, brother. That's what I wanted to see, man. That was the game of the year, man. Just give me your overall vibes of this game. 49ers smashing the Eagles 42-19.
Man, overall, big ups to Steve Wilkes, Kyle Shanahan, and the overall physicality, the mentality that 49ers brought into the link. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say. The physicality of playing hard-nosed, tough, nasty football in some grimy weather right in the early parts of December, man. To me, it just reminded me that football is here and the playoffs are around the corner.
Man, 49ers best team in the NFC. I don't care what anybody says. We beat the Cowboys, who are top four. Cowboys are top four in the NFC, right? You got to get respect the Lions. We ain't played them yet. But we did beat the Cowboys by 42-10. Then we come up and whipped on the Eagles 42-19. Niners are the best team in the NFC. I don't care if Eagles have a better record. We played them head up and smashed the hell out of them, man. So the Niners are the best team in the NFC, man. We like to go over the numbers on Monday mornings and recap these games. So let's do it. Yeah, I like the horn, man. The horn was timely, actually, to be honest, right there. let me share this screen with y'all. Let's talk a little numbers here, man. 49ers smashed the Eagles 42-19. Total yards 456 by the Niners versus 333 by the Eagles. 310 passing yards by the Niners. Rushing yards 146. Yards per play 8. The Niners were balling, brother. Let's look at the player stats. Brock Purdy 19 for 27, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. McCaffrey ran for 93 yards. He also caught 3 passes for 40 yards. McCaffrey was going ham. But honestly, man, this man right here, Deebo Samuel with the Terminator vibes coming into. So look, all the Niners, man, they showed up in all black. They talked trash all year about what they were going to do to these Eagles when they played them. And then they backed it up, man. I love it. I'm not big on well, let me put it this way. Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite boxers. One thing I liked about him, he would talk his smack, but then he would back it up, right? Talking trash is whack if you can't back it up. But if you back it up, man, I'm all for it, man. What do you think about the Niners showing up in all black, talking all year, and then putting the smack down on the Eagles, man? Give me your thoughts.
Hey, man, to me, I think it's meant business. I think ever since the Super Bowl, Deebo Samuel said it himself. I believe if we had a quarterback, we would beat them. There's something convincing. There's a sense of confidence that they have about this Philadelphia Eagles team that's oozing out of their pores. And I think they knew that coming into the playoffs, and especially going against them in the NFC Championship game. Unfortunately, those circumstances happened where Brock Purdy got hurt, and they couldn't defend their thoughts on what it is that they could do against this team. Later on, when you see that this team loses in the Super Bowl, at the end of the day, sometimes as a team, you feel like you have the guys to go out there and win it. And when you're so close and you know, like, man, I wish I just had my boys with me, we'll go out there and get that W. And so I think they came in here dressed in all black and my gun the same color. Murder thy enemy, love thy brother. Anyway, it's a little Wayne lyric. But anyway, they were out here ready to go for war, man. And I love the mentality between the big dogs as far as Kurt Warner, Fred Warner, Debo Samuels, and what's my guy named Trent Williams. Those three guys get off the bus. They dressed in all black, man. I love the attitude. It showed the Philadelphia fans that if you want to be nitty, I mean, you want to be like grimy, nasty, and dirty, we coming in here trying to be the Undertakers and put you 10 feet down, 10 feet in the ground, man. And that's what I loved about what I saw this past Sunday.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about Debo a little bit more, man. Watch this play right here. I got to play for y'all. Look at this, man. The Yak man. Look at this. Debo went ham, bro. This is the Debo of 2021, man. We haven't seen this Debo in a minute. This is, I don't know, man. This might be the best game of the year or career for Debo Samuel, man. What do you think about Debo's performance? Let me help you out. Here's another tab I'm gonna share with you. Right there. You guys, I don't know if you guys are watching or listening at home, but this man had 116 yards receiving. 115 of them were yak. I don't even know if that's ever happened before. Somebody got to tell me if that's ever happened in the history of the NFL where you get 116 total yards and 115 of them are yak. That's wild.
Hey, man, again, like we say, Brock Purdy delivered the ball where Debo Samuels could catch it, but then Debo did Debo things. And this is when you know that you have skilled players out there that do things that other people can't do. To go out there and have 116 yards yak off of 1 yard is magical. You know what I mean? And I think we felt that. He put on the magical performance. I believe the DBs and linebackers saw that Debo was in here. He had another mentality. He had another mode. In the words of Drizzy Drake, he flipped that switch. And he took the switch and told the god doggone linebackers, DBs, and safeties, bend over. I'm finna spank all y'all today. And that's what he did, man. So, hey, I loved it. I just love the energy that he played with. And he made sure they felt his presence. And he told Bradbury, hey, god dog it, you thought I was playing around with you? Man, listen here. I ain't here to play no games. Listen, I'm like a college student. We ain't got recess. I don't play games over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put you over my lap, and I'm going to spank you boys like I would have done the NFC Championship if I had my boy with me.
Man, Debo Samuel, 4 receptions, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving, also 3 carries, 22 yards, 1 touchdown running. The guy had 3 touchdowns. He called them trash and then proceeded to show them that they are trash, man. Man, what a great game, man. Like the Eagles fans, they talk so reckless. Now, there's a couple cool ones, actually. I got a couple cool Eagles fans. Follow me on Twitter, and they're cool. But in general, there's a lot of them that talk really crazy. And so this victory for me, it was more about that than anything else. Obviously, there's football implications as well. Right now, the Niners are 1 game behind the Eagles. If the Eagles lose one, the Niners win out because of that head-to-head matchup. The 49ers can still be the number 1 seed in the playoffs, man, which is humongous. Talk about that, brother. Like, how important would that be? Do you think it's possible they can pull that off? Oh, you're muted, my man. You're muted.
As you know, we've been hearing this morning about people on the 3-letter and 4-letter network talk about the travel and the games that the Philadelphia Eagles have played, which could have contributed to their lack of production on the field. And I didn't like that because many of us know that the 49ers live in the Bay. We've traveled more than any team in the National Football League. And it seems like they want to say something for another team, but didn't necessarily give us the ability to use that as an excuse. But anyway, this helps us if we were to win out and be the first team as far as the number 1 seed. That means they got to come to us. We can preserve our bodies. We don't have to worry about the jet lag. We don't have to worry about traveling, things like that. And I believe if we play against any other team like Dallas, we beat them in Dallas, and we beat them in Levi's. We beat Seattle in Levi's, and also in wherever, Lincoln Financial Field or wherever they play in. And so I think that would help us tremendously, just continue to get healthy. We get comfortable as far as being at home. And you know how the faithful travel. If you know we travel everywhere Man, big ups to the faithful. Let me say that. Big up to the faithful. Y'all travel so deep. When they were showing the wide angle of the crowd, I saw all that red amongst the green. Looked like a god doggone Christmas tree. You know, all the red and green out there, man. Big ups to y'all traveling, man. I loved it, and I know the players loved it too as well. So we will be deep up there in Levi's if we are able to get this team to have a home game for the whole playoff. I can't hear you.
I'm muted. Sorry, man. I'm gonna get my
You
stuff
good.
together. Yeah, no, there were 2 waves of Eagle fans leaving. I think there was a big group left at the 11-minute mark. I think it was like 35 something. And Eagles fans started pouring out of that thing. And then at the 5-minute mark, they were gone. It basically, there was no Eagles fans left past that 5-minute mark. They gave up on their boys. They were booing their team. I mean, damn, rough outing for the Eagles and the Eagles fans. Brother, mother, effing Bob. RLB2ESQ. I'm gonna pronounce the whole name this morning. $2 super chat says Ryan Debo out here showing Philly is all trash, brother. And brother Bob was going hard on Jesse. Jesse does the behind the enemy line show on I forget what day it was, and he was just going in on the X guy that was a guest. I started feeling bad for him, man. What's up, brother Bob? Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate you. Brother Bob is he likes to go in, and Jesse calls him the Greenlaw of the chat. So let's talk about Greenlaw, man. I'm gonna play this for you for everybody that's able to watch at home. He was ejected for thumbing a man's lip. Let's take a look at how it unfolded, man.
Let's go downstairs to Tom. What's going on down there, Tom? You're seeing it.
So this dude put his hands on Greenlaw first.
You can see that it's when
and then Greenlaw reached out and just touched his lip, put a thumb on the man's lip, and he was kicked out. And you know what? I didn't even think the original penalty was that bad. Like, you know, the guy was in bounds, but he did suplex him. Can't do that. That's a penalty. I understand. Greenlaw's known for getting these penalties. But then the head of security for the Eagles put his hands on Greenlaw. Greenlaw reached out and touched the man's mustache and was ejected. What did you think of all that and how that went down in Greenlaw in general, brother?
Hey, man, first thing is first, know your opponent. Know who you dealing with. If you go, like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you go touch anybody on our squad, top 2 people to not mess with, Trent Williams and Dre Greenlaw. Hey, they just waiting on somebody to do something so they can fully express their anger and their angst against any and everybody. So, man, listen here. Once you seen Greenlaw thug my man's like he does everybody, he does all the running backs that way. Whether it's what's the guy, Tony Pollard, whoever it is, he go knock him down. So at the end of the day, let the team come and save him. Don't you, as a security guard, come over there looking like Butterbean trying to go against a national football player who's ranked as a top 5 linebacker, and you try and say you want the smoke. You stay over there on the sideline, you protect Sirianni. Don't you be over there putting your finger in the game of play and touching the player, man. And so whatever happens after that, that's on you. You see what I'm saying? So I think that in all sports, in basketball, if you're a fan, you throw something, hey, God dog it. Whatever the retaliation is, you deserve that work.
Yeah. Did you think he deserved to be kicked out for that? Or they just had to?
It wasn't nothing super egregious to me. Like, if he would like really hurt him or something like that, I get it. But it was just a little, like a shove as you would do a player a little bit. And guys don't get suspended for that again in the game. So I thought a 15-yard penalty on both sidelines, like one for the sideline, one for Greenlaw. Next penalty, y'all both getting thrown out the game. Let's continue to play football. And I would have been cool with that.
Yeah, it did seem extreme, but I guess there's probably a rule to it if you touch a coach or something. Just kind of like if you touch an official, you got to go out. So, I mean, I hope Greenlaw, honestly, I love Greenlaw's edge and how he's the enforcer of this team, how he plays physical and he, you know, he makes people think twice when you play the 49ers. But also in certain situations, I wish Greenlaw could like not take the bait a little bit and just play smarter. He's gonna have to be like, you don't in the playoffs, man, in the Super Bowl. We can't have things like this going on. I know Greenlaw, they put his hands on him first. I understand it. Trust me, I understand the way I am. Somebody touches me, I'm going to touch him back. But, you know, he's got to just think of the team first. He got a team relying on him. Brother Bob says, so disrespectful, proving him trash. I love it. He also says, F that X guy. He blocked me. He's mad. And then also says Trent and Greenlaw out here looking for Violence, yeah, man. They play a different caliber of football, man. They're not about that play stuff. Brother Bob, thank you for the super chats, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. I want to talk to you about something that jumped out at me, man. These defensive backs. So this was the test for me. These defensive backs. Can they go against this team that has a good old line and that does do a good job of buying time for their quarterback? Can they hang with the AJ Browns and these guys for long periods of times in coverage and do their job? And damn it, if they didn't, man, I really impressed with the 49ers defensive backs. I think Wilkes has done a tremendous job developing these guys. After that performance against the Eagles, man, I mean, the only team that really scares me from a receiver standpoint is the Dolphins, because of their speed. But any other team out there in the NFL, I think these defensive backs have proven that they can hang with these guys, man. What do you think about the DBs?
I think they played good, man. At the end of the day, good players want to make good plays. Jair Brown missed the tackle, which led to that long 60-some yard touchdown by AJ Brown. He over pursued and he didn't necessarily wrap up. I think it's just the beginning of the game. He was overly excited and he missed that tackle alongside the other long play too that they had. But besides that, if Jalen Hurts didn't have the legs that he did have to get out the pocket and extend plays, those boys was out there locking up for not 2.5 seconds, but for like 4 to 5 seconds. They was out there having to stay attached to these players who are some very good wide receivers for a very long time, man. And I believe they only had like 190 yards going into the fourth quarter. A lot of that yards that they got was garbage time yards, as far as just, playing prevent defense and just letting them go down there and get some easy pickups. But other than that, man, I thought Ambry Thomas played very well. Deommodore Lenoir, oh my God. Woo! Man, he hit my man.
Say it again.
Hey, Deommodore Lenoir, he hit my man so hard, he knocked the corns out of him, man.
Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch it. I got it right here. Bro.
Hey,
hold on.
Come on now, plug.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and put it on. I won't play the music because I don't want to get no violation, but I do have it. Let me see right here. Where's it at? Boom. Let's play it. Let's play it for the people at home that are watching and not just listening. So here's the hit. I want to play this.
It's slow to get up.
I want to play it so bad, but I gotta be smart. I gotta be smart.
You just got monetized again.
I just got monetized. Don't do me dirty again. But look at this. Boom. Oh my gosh! At the end of the game, just to put a dagger into it, like we just whooped you, and let me end on this hit right here, Mr. Swift. And Swift got lit up by Ward in the beginning too. He got lit up twice in this game, like bad.
My goodness, listen here, folding him up like a cheap lawn chair, boy. Golly.
Yeah, man, that was just a great way to end the game, man. Yeah, the defensive backs, dude. Like that was one of my worries, going into this, season a little bit. And especially when we saw what was happening at the nickel spot. But they made the change, popped in Ambry Thomas, put Lenoir on the inside. They started having Ward follow around the best receiver, and ever since then, it's been just great, man. They really proved themselves in this Eagles game, and it just gives me more confidence in this team moving forward into the postseason and the playoffs and into the Super Bowl, man. Let me ask you this, man. I talked about the 49ers, the best team in the NFC. To me, I don't think it's close. I mean, I guess the Lions have a point, like they haven't played us, so I guess you can argue for the Lions. But in the regular season, we worked on the Cowboys, we worked on the Eagles. The Lions are the only team that we haven't played. But I mean, I just feel like the Niners are better based on watching both teams all year. Are they the best team in the NFL though?
I do believe at this point in time, the 49ers are the best team in the National Football League. The two teams that we played that have been in the top three, well, in the top five as far as in the NFC all year, we beat them convincingly. You know what I mean? Not by one touchdown, but by multiple touchdowns. So that's one thing. Another thing that over there in the AFC, those teams, they don't have a clear-cut favorite. Teams they all have glaring issues. You know what I mean? Like you can sit there and watch them play. You can see, okay, they don't have a good offensive line. Okay, they don't run the ball. Okay, their wide receivers are very suspect. I think you can look at our team and all around the board, you can say, okay, they are average at least average and above average in multiple positions that you need to be in as far as skill position. As far as if you look at man by man, then you got to put in the coaching as well with Kyle Shanahan and the one and only Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes again, big up to Steve Wilkes, you know what I mean? If you look at those things right there, you have to say right now, as we see currently, we're playing the best football.
Yeah. Real quick, Red Jet. I already planned on it. I got it dialed up, and we're gonna take care of that at the end of the show. Let me. Brother Bob says Demo says Swift, you trash. Now sit down. He did, man. He really did. Johnny says Ryan. Well, we wore black like a damn funeral. And Ryan, I said 6 weeks ago, Eagles defense sucked. 42 happened since Chase Young got here. Defense hasn't allowed 20 points, and Wilkes on sideline is key. Yeah, I mean, defense is the best since the bye week. The 49ers defense have been the unquestionable number one defense in the NFL. They might have been before, but they've been unquestioned number one since. Like you said, they haven't allowed 20 points since Wilkes has been down there. I don't know if that's the biggest difference, but I did like it. I liked it at the time. I thought it was a smart move just because of the energy and the communication. So yeah, it's man, 49ers are clicking, man. They really are clicking. When the 49ers are clicking on all cylinders, like the way they were yesterday, there's not a team in the NFL that's going to beat them. I really don't. I don't see it, man. Like they got the best defense. Their offense, when they're clicking together and Kyle's in his bag, you can't stop them. They're scoring 30 plus points every time, or 42 on if you're an Eagle. They're scoring 42 on you. I just don't see how they can. I don't see if they're playing the way they're supposed to play, if they're clicking on all cylinders and Kyle is doing his thing. I mean, this is a Super Bowl team. Like I was hesitant to say that coming into the season. And we got to talk about this quarterback too. Because
hey, wait, hold before we go to QB, man. The words of the great dollar bill, rest in peace, the one and only Bernie Mac. Hey, if you mess with me, it's gonna be some trouble. If y'all sitting here thinking you can play against the 49ers when they are healthy and they coaching like they trying to break your neck, you're going to be in some trouble, man. So there's one thing before we go to the QB. Well, you're going to go to QB. We'll talk about that. It's going to tie into that anyway. But yeah, man, these boys right here, they looking for trouble. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, do your thing, my guy.
Yeah, and Brian, I see your super chat, man. I'm going to save this to the end because this Eagles game was tremendous, and I'm trying to stay positive, keep the vibe up because it is a sad thing that I'm going to share at the end. And we'll talk about it, man. Heartbreaking. Shout out to Corey. Rest in peace to Corey Davis. We're going to talk about that more at the end, though. So I'm going to say that to you, though, brother. But yeah, no. So look, best team in the NFC, best team in the NFL. To me, this 49ers team can win a Super Bowl, man. I really believe they can do that now. I wanted to see all this play out this season. And from what I've seen this season, they can absolutely win a Super Bowl if they're clicking on all cylinders. And, you know, the big question coming into this season were, you know, the right side of the offensive line. How is Brock Purdy going to look coming off, surgery? And then, defensive backs. That was another question for 49er fans. Defensive backs have answered that question. Brock Purdy has answered that question. He's playing like the best quarterback in the NFL, right? His numbers are the best in the NFL. I woke up this morning in the MVP odds. Brock Purdy is number one in the MVP odds, supposed to win. He's favored to win the MVP. Brock Purdy coming off a UCL injury in year 2 in his 20th start in the NFL. Just unbelievable stuff what Brock Purdy is doing right now. I do want to show you guys the passing chart from the game last night. This is Brock Purdy last night. So last night, what he was asked to do is just get the ball out quick. So they came out. Let's talk a little bit. They came out, and Brock Purdy did look. I'm gonna be honest. Brock Purdy looked nervous. He did look a little skittish, in my opinion, for the first 2 drives, and understandably so. And then Kyle, I did not like Kyle's game plan to start off the game. I'm like, I was a little nervous watching Brock Purdy go 0 for 4, and then 49ers go 3 and out twice. And based on what Kyle was dialing up. But after that, everything just started clicking. Kyle was in his bag. Brock settled in. And he went on to go 19 for 27, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. The big thing for Brock was he was just efficient, hitting people accurately. He didn't make any mistakes. it was let's be real, it was a yak game. It was a dink and dunk game, but that was the formula that they needed to go with, right? When I talked about Brock Purdy in the past being dink and dunk, I thought that's might be all he was last year, but he's shown that he's not. He's shown that he can do more than that. In this game, he was asked dink and dunk, and he did it tremendously. But I also know he can do more than this, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people after this game were like, "Oh, this is Brock played amazing." I've seen Brock play better than this, to be real. I've seen him play way better than this. This wasn't his best game to me, but he did perfect. He did exactly what the coaches asked him to do, and that's all he had to do. And he let his dogs. He let his dogs off the leash. Debo went ham, man. So, what do you think about Brock yesterday?
And don't be offended, people out here. Nobody's trying to bring offense. I'm just bringing context. That year that Jimmy Garoppolo was out here willing and dealing to Debo Samuels, and he was in the conversation for like a offensive player of the year type of situation. This was that type of game. This is where Debo, Brandon did his thing, but Debo, Juwan Jennings, and George Kittle went out here and they showed you like this was a yak game, like you just said. Those guys got the ball and they ran, they broke tackles, they shrugged guys off them, man. Like it was just a beautiful thing to watch. And again, big up to Brock Purdy. He put the ball in their hands, let them make plays. Even though he saw the rush coming certain times, he got the ball out of his hands quick enough to not necessarily get hurt. That's what I was mad early on in that first couple of drives. I didn't like how Kyle Shanahan was protecting Brock Purdy. I thought he put him in a disadvantage. I didn't like it, man. He got hit a couple times that almost in that right arm by the same guy who hurt him last time. I was like, hey, Kyle, man, hey, listen here. Chill out, bro. It's like, you had, I think it was like 7 straight passing plays. Christian McCaffrey didn't get not one run. And I just didn't like that, But after he settled in and began to kind of create better protection for him, it was over with then. The man got in the rhythm, and that man was cooking, man. He was hiding fish grease, and we had fried tilapia, buffalo, salmon, and whatever fish I want. My man was out here cooking that thing up last night, man, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, he's in the favor to win the MVP award. You know what I think of what's funny about the MVP award to me is it's really just that's quarterback award. That's really what it is, because I honestly think if you're doing an MVP award, I don't even know Brock's the MVP on this team. I think CMC is probably deserving of that award on this team and probably in the NFL. The man's, he has 17 touchdowns, 1,500 combined yards, something like that. He's gonna have over 2,000 combined yards this season. He's gonna have like 20 plus touchdowns, 25 touchdowns, 23 touchdowns plus in over 2,000 yards. To me, CMC is deserving of the MVP award, but the reality is this award always goes to quarterbacks almost all the time. They just need to change the name of it. They should just change it. Most valuable MVQB award is what they should do. And in that case, if we're basing it on quarterbacks, I think Brock Purdy deserves it, man. If we're just looking at the most valuable quarterback this year, if you look at his numbers, it's got to be Brock, man. What do you think?
Hey, man, listen, the numbers are showing it. My thing was I wanted to see him continue to be consistent. I love his consistency that he's shown over the last several weeks since that was beat down. He recovered. I think Kyle kind of recovered as well. I think the guys looked themselves in the mirror, said we got to play better. They started to help out the quarterback, start playing like their paychecks, and we started to see the results. So as long as Kyle was dialing up proper plays to make sure he put his quarterback in good positions, I think we're good. So, man, I think they say him and Dak Prescott are 1 and 2 in the MVP conversation. And I think because we beat the brakes off the Cowboys, it should solidify Brock Purdy as the number 1 right now. And I went to Seattle,
I did like somebody was bringing up in the chat. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, Brock that one scramble where he trucked a dude. he trucked 2 dudes actually on that. I was like, well, damn, okay, Brock, I see you, brother.
Brock was in the weight room, baby.
Yeah. John Cesari says that was Kyle's best coach game as a 49ers coach. Yeah, it was, man. It was a huge game. It meant so much. And that's the thing. Coming in this game, everyone's like, oh, it's just another game. Okay, well, if it's just another game, you don't show up in all black, like the whole team showing up in all black, and you talk reckless, and you come out here like they were celebrating after. It was not just another game. I said that before going into it. It was huge for Brock Purdy, right? He had to come back and get that Philadelphia monkey off his back, right? Like you went in there and you got injured. Now you're going back. So this speaks highly. Like even if the 49ers don't get the number 1 seed, they're gonna have this confidence going into the playoffs. If they do have to go back to Philadelphia and play again, they know they can get it done because they did it.
Also,
they did it
hey,
well.
don't forget, man. I think you retagged the picture too. Debo's out there in the black Air Force One cleats too, baby. You already know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he had the black laces, the black Air Force Ones. Hey, he was out here ready to go. You know, he was out here like 50 Cent. I'm gonna teach you how to rob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It was just, I mean, they were all into it. I don't care what they say. It wasn't just another game for these guys. It meant something to them. I knew that going into it. I think everybody knew it going into it that it was more than just a game. And they went out there and proved themselves, and they shut the Eagles fans up. Again, there's some Eagles fans out there, man, that actually are cool, that follow me to watch my show, and I appreciate them very much. And they're cool, and we talk, and we can just talk football. But there's some of them that talk reckless and ridiculous, and they talk bad about California and just like who we are as people, because I live out here in Cali, and it just feels so good to shut them up. I thought it was interesting. Like, I was actually watching Nick Sirianni at his press conference, man. He's actually seems like a very humble, cool, nice dude, man. He was nothing but complimentary of the 49ers. And he gave them their flowers. It's just different when you see him like behaving the way he did against the Chiefs. And then the way he acts in press conferences is completely different. He apologized to Kyle Shanahan after the game. They went and hugged, and he said, "Hey, I'm sorry about that." Talking about his security guard. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Nick Sirianni and the perception of him versus maybe who he is?
Honestly, I believe like every coach can't be mild mannered and tempered. Some guys been waiting their whole lives if they couldn't necessarily play the game of football. Being able to be in a position to be a head coach of not only a team, but a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, who have a rabid fan base, and you got a guy like Jalen Hurts who just made it to the Super Bowl. Man, that's a dream job probably for him, man. And to be that ecstatic, I understand sometimes. That's why I don't always get mad when people show emotion, because I really don't do live play-by-play, mainly because if anybody know me, I'm cool, calm, and relaxed. But when you turn on my competitive fire, boy, hey, I turn all the way the hell up. Me and my brother, I'm telling you, like we like, if you see it, we walk around, we cool, we sit, we chill, we don't even say nothing. But man, when we flip that switch, bro, I don't know what happens. You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. Sometimes when we get talk, God, I'm like, I feel it. I get it. You know what I mean? So I'm not all the way mad at him for showing that type of emotion, especially playing against a Super Bowl team that beat you like the god doggone cheese when he was out there talking in the god doggone tunnel, because he's like, that hurt to make it all the way to the mountaintop and then lose that final game after playing such a beautiful game, actually, to come back and have your quarterback play the way that he played when you call him the MJ of football, you're going to show a little emotion because you had to go home and sleep with that thing. And so I'm not that mad at him, man,
Yeah. Nick Nice says he lives there in Pennsylvania, says he's a prick. Interesting. Yeah. Todd said Sirianni was talking crap before the game with the Niners players and staff before the game. I'm glad the Niners shut his mouth up. I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, there was a little bit of a Niners kind of did it. Niners was antagonizing. They walked through their QB drills in the beginning of the game. That's what they do, man. They, I was
they bullies.
Yeah. I watched a lot of I watched the Eagles press conferences after the games, and that's kind of what AJ Brown said. He said they walk out here like they the best thing on earth, man. They walk out here with a chip on their shoulder, like they better than everybody. He's all. But he said I actually appreciate it. I like the way they play. I like that. If I was, I got the feeling that he would like to be on the 49ers, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he understands it, man. It's that like, bro, we play football. We don't play. This not golf. This not volleyball. This ain't table tennis, man. We play a physical brand of football. That even when we play football, man, once you start to spat up, boy, and you put them spats on, man, listen here, you turned up. So I like that type of physicality. I like this type of attitude, especially when you're going to possibly see each other in the playoffs between them and the Cowboys. As fans, it helps us with content. It helps us with going back and forth with other content creators, as long as we don't get disrespectful. But that these are really good teams, and we're excited, man. We got football, man. Football is only here for a short time. And then, because once it's gone in the spring, boy, we be thirsty. So why it's here, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Bottle it up, be expressive, don't do nothing that's very disrespectful. But at the end of the day, man, let's get it on. I'm excited for these guys.
Yeah, and the Philadelphia media is hilarious too. Todd says I did too. Ryan watched the Eagles press conference on NBC Sports Philadelphia. They were going in on the Eagles, man. The media in Philadelphia, they were not happy about this
Yeah.
performance, man. They were going in on the Eagles, just saying they got whooped.
Hey,
You let
did
the
you
Niners come in the house and whoop us.
did you see the one? I was watching it too. Did you see the one post game where somebody flipped the fire alarm?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Somebody did
So
that.
they had So want to know how they had a show with what's the guy Dante Hittner and so on and so forth. You know how they do
Oh
one of
yeah,
those.
yeah.
So they have a show similar to that. They was talking to somebody flipped the dog on fire alarm.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I was talking. They were talking about basically what I said in the beginning of the show, like how this game. It basically showed them that they're not on the level. Basically, right? That's what the Philadelphia media was talking about. It. This game showed them that the Niners are on tier 1 in the NFC, and the Eagles are on tier 2. They're not on the same tier as us, as the Niners, based on this game. Now, all that said, and we got to keep in mind that this was a regular season win, and it's great. They got to do it again in the playoffs. The 49ers are most likely at some point going to play the Cowboys or the Eagles, if not both, at some time during the playoffs. And so they're going to have to prove it again, and I think they will, man. I really do. Talk to me a little bit about, again, let's kind of circle back, because the ultimate goal here is to win the 6th Lombardi with this 49ers team, right? And we saw what Brock Purdy has been able to do this year. We've seen what the defense can do. We know these weapons. We know that this line can be capable if Kyle Shanahan is dialing up the right scheme and protections, right? That's the key, right? If you're doing 7-step drops and you just got what's his name? Colton McKivitz on an island out there. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. But if you scheme it the way he did today, right, where quick passes, let your weapons take it in the yak game, then it's irrelevant almost when you run the offense that way. I mean, like, realistically, man, how are you feeling about the 49ers and their potential to win a Super Bowl this year?
If you don't mind, put up Laura Katz comment if you don't mind. But honestly, I do believe when Kyle Shanahan, big up to her, man. She came through and followed me on my live stream. It was my
Did you
first
live
one I
stream
did.
during the game?
Yeah, I did like the second half. I usually don't never do it because I did act crazy, but I forget. I'm gonna let y'all see me in rap form though. But big ups to everybody who came through, man, and hung out with me during the game. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all.
Yeah,
But,
real quick, before you keep going, make sure you guys are subscribed to Twins channel. Details are in the description. If you go to the bottom of the details, you can subscribe to Twins channel there. And then also hit like on this video if you be so kind, and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you have not yet. By the way, I asked everybody, I'll let you get back to what you're doing to him. I asked everyone to predict the score, man. I've been trying to give away these Niner beanies I got over here. Nobody can predict the score, man. It's like 5 weeks straight, man. We'll keep trying. We'll do it next week. But go ahead, man. What were you saying?
I think it started with Kyle Shanahan. I think, like I said, the first couple plays, I was like, Kyle, man, you playing like I don't want you to play right now, as far as you're calling the plays. But when Kyle says F it, and I'm going to call plays like I do have the best team out there. And I think he went for it on 4th down early on in that game to sustain the drive. And it's like, dude, I'm going to ride and die with my boys. I believe when he take on that personality with the skill set that our guys have, we have it. You know what I mean? We have it. He just has to continue to put his foot on the gas. Don't get scared if certain things happen, even if a turnover or something like that happen. Keep pressing and let them boys be who they are. You got a bevy of weapons. I mean, you got every tool in the doggone toolbox you need. Let them be playmakers. Sometimes, again, like you said earlier today, today was a yak game. Sometimes my quarterback don't have to sit here and throw certain some passes that could be questionable, as far as those tight window passes in the middle of the field. Sometimes I just got to give the ball to them in a situation where they catch it quickly, because we couldn't do the 5 to 7 stop drops without getting hit. And y'all go make plays. And that's what he allowed them boys to do. He allowed George Kittle to get a short pass, break a tackle. He allowed Debo get a short pass, break up a tackle. He allowed Juwan in third, get short passes and bulldoze people and go out there and get first down. So as long as Kyle Shanahan continue to keep this mindset, as far as take that second quarter to the fourth quarter and he just played that back in his mind and say, dude, this is me. This is my floor. This is my floor. You know what I mean? With that mentality, I believe we can go all the way, man. Because that defense, bro, listen here, ain't no joke.
How do you feel about, like, let's fast forward. I mean, I'm taking too many steps ahead of myself, and I'm hopefully the Niners aren't doing this, but I'm allowed to because all I do is talk Niners, so I'm not playing the
No.
game. Uh, the, the Niners playing the Chiefs, or excuse me, let's say the Niners are playing the Dolphins or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. How confident are you in the defense's ability to stop those teams in particular, the Chiefs and the Dolphins?
If you look at that game with Buffalo versus Miami, it's the age-old question: do you want to be fast or do you want to be strong? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I believe that in the playoffs, things slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? And so the physicality has to overrule. We saw that even with the Chiefs, though we talk about their offense, their defense showed up in that game and was able to sustain that defense in the second half, which allowed them to come back and win that game. So I think the physicality of the 49ers playing the NFC all the time, similar to how back in the day with basketball, you had the West versus the East, but you knew there were two different brands of basketball. And I believe it's the same thing. We bring that physicality and that nastiness. And unfortunately, there's been some injuries in Miami as well. So I just think that first time being there, having the weight of the world on their shoulders, Mike McDaniel's been there for the first time, that pressure, having to go out there and do something they haven't done before. And I think it's just our time. I think we paid some dues. I think we took some lumps in the head. I think we went, had some tears to cry and things of that nature. And I think we are more of the ready team right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Chiefs. Honestly, I feel like the Chiefs, they got a better defense this year. But I think we do too. Honestly, I think the defense is better this year than they were in the past year. I think we can hang with the Chiefs now, man. I really do. I
Yeah.
think this offense is so for the first time, I feel like the offense is on the level of the defense almost, if not.
Yeah.
So they can hang. Uh, the Dolphins do worry me a little bit because of their speed. Like, that speed is killer, right? Like, so that one worries me a little bit, but honestly, I feel confident in these 49ers, man. And I know my boy Mike said I skipped some steps. I told you I'm skipping steps here, man. We already beat y'all Cowboys, so I'm not worried about them no more, man. 42-10.
Hey, Ryan,
Come on, what am I supposed to worry about?
What happened with speed bump?
Yeah. I mean, they got that speed. I don't know. That's going to be tough, but I mean, they're just going to have to soft. I don't know. I guess it's not something we have to worry about. First of all, the Dolphins got to get there. Who do you think is going to get there in the AFC, man? To me, honestly, I feel like it's either the Ravens or the Chiefs. So we get to play the Ravens and we get to see what they're made of on Christmas. That'll give us a good preview for that. But honestly, I got the Ravens to the Chiefs going in the AFC. Who do you have?
They're really close together right now. You know, those teams over there, I think it's up to grabs. You know, even with the Chiefs and the Ravens, I think they all got certain issues. Unfortunately, the injury with the wide receiver with the Ravens, that's a big issue. I don't think they might not have enough weapons on offense during that time of the year, which can be dangerous. Similar to the Kansas City Chiefs, like when you're missing multiple guys on that outside that can do some things to kind of open up Kelsey in that running game. Those issues becomes more glaring when you play against better teams who have the opportunity to sit there and go over notes and study you and prepare for you, you know. So, man, it can be anywhere from the doggone Jaguars to the Buff. I mean, the Bills are kind of on the outside looking in, but they could come, do something and turn it around. But if we play against the Ravens or the Chiefs, I do believe we have the guys on the outside to sustain them, the speed in the middle to keep up with those quarterbacks, man. And I take us over any of those guys, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm picking someone to come out of the AFC, I think it's either going to be the Dolphins or Ravens or Chiefs to me. I don't see anybody else coming out of the AFC. You know, coming into the season, man, I thought the AFC was going to dominate. I thought, like, whoever comes out the AFC is probably going to win the Super Bowl. The NFC's weak. Like, that's been the trend over the last several years, but I don't feel that way anymore, man. I feel like the best team right now is the Niners in the NFL. I feel like that's the best team. But also, I think the Cowboys are good, man. Dak's playing really well. Eagles are good. They're good. They're just not on our level. Now, I know the Cowboys and Eagles play this week, so Niner fans are going to be cheering for the Cowboys for once. which is going to be interesting. Are you going to be on your brother's show talking to him at all about that game?
Actually, I'll be at the game, man. I'll be at the Dallas versus the Eagles game
Oh,
this
wow.
weekend on Sunday. So I'll be there, man, for Sunday Night Football. So yeah, I can't wait. Me and my son is going down there. Since my mom passed away, my dad been a guy in the house solo dolo for the last 4 months by himself, man. So kind of just doing something to get him out the house, and get around the boys a little bit. And we want to go to the game, hang out and kick it, and just try to spend a little quiet time with them, with this being, the holiday season and stuff like that. And it's been definitely a different turn. So yeah, man, we been at that game, and I'll probably, go on a couple of lives with my brother for the first time in Dallas, maybe a couple of times. So y'all make sure y'all get your popcorn ready. I'll be sure to tell y'all when me and my brother get on. We'll be live and in person. So when me and my brother get beside us, it'd be like a lot of this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talking, hey, God dog, we do a lot of hand touches. So man, y'all make sure to tune in this weekend and catch me and Law Nation Sports, man, on your YouTube channel.
So check it out. Someone in the chat said, where can I get one of them shirts, Ryan? So this is available in sweatshirt and t-shirt. It's good for your Niner fans and your Cowboy fans. So go ahead and get you a Tush Pusher sweater. Cry Eagles Cry. I made this just for you guys. The details are in the description. You can also go to my Twitter and find this post and click that. But also it says merch in the description and details of this video, and you can scroll down. I got a bunch of different things on there. But yeah, man, get you a Tush Pusher sweater if that's what you want to wear. I might find it. I mean, it's funny, but I don't also know if I want to wear it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Man, if I could wear that before I go to Dallas, boy, because then I'm a Niner fan. So, and we beat the Eagles. That'd be the perfect troll job and promotion as well. I'm telling.
Yeah, I need to see if I can get. I don't make them, like I don't order them and send them out. They're like mailed out somewhere else. But yeah, man, hit up. They might be able to rush them to you, man. Hit them up, see if you can get one. If you wear this to the Cowboys game, you're sad, brother. You're sad. So yeah, no, I'm just trolling. I just troll with this sweater right here in this I got t-shirts and sweatshirts, man. It was a troll job by me, but since you asked where you can get them, that's where you go. Get them in the description. Click on the details in the description. Why don't we do this, Twin, man? It's a lot of people seem like they want to talk, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this link in. I can't do too many, man. I got to get out here. I'm gonna be on Grant's show today. I also got to do some real estate stuff today. But look, here's the link in the chat for you. There you go. I gotta update this and add something real quick. If you guys want to call in.
While my man's getting things ready, putting the link in the chat. Also, man, y'all gotta look at the 49ers run a 4x1 by 4 a lot. That really began to open up the offense, had their linebackers on skates. They didn't know what to do because they're not a smart group back there, man. And so y'all go back and look at that film, man, and seeing how Kyle began to use those weapons in that middle to confuse those guys. And we just opened that thing up and started running that score up on them boys. And I love that. Don't get happy with being close. Run it up. And that's what we talked about. Remember Monday? Remember I told you, I said, I want them to run it up. Don't just win. Put your foot on their neck. So yeah, I loved it.
Yes. Yeah. Link is in the back. Some of you guys were talking about calling in. Johnny's already backstage. I just put the link in the chat. If you guys want to call in, I got time for a few of you guys. So let's see. Johnny, what's up, man?
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Ryan, Twin, that is how you make a statement in this world. You talked for 10 months. Debo called the guy trash. 3 touchdowns happened. That right there, that's what you call a statement. Beating up on Dallas, sorta. But remember I told you, I thought if Brock didn't get hurt, we're talking about a different ball game in the championship game. Clearly that's the case because they weren't no 24 points better than us. Vegas doesn't seem to get things wrong, Ryan. 3-point favorite on the road against a 10-1 team. Well, now they're 10-2, and we put up 42 on them in Dallas.
Yeah.
And the Seattle game is a hat and shirt game for one reason. Technically, the Rams are in second now. The Rams get the Ravens on Sunday. Beat up on Seattle. Rams get dog walked in Baltimore. Your division champs. Hat and shirt week, Ryan.
So say this again. Break it down for us. We're going to be division champs this week. Is that what you're saying?
If the Niners beat up on Seattle, which they're Geno ain't beating them, just not happening. And the Ravens win at home against the Rams, we're division champs.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I didn't even realize that. Johnny's always coming through with the facts, man. Yeah, so we play
What?
Seattle next Sunday, right? It's a
Yep.
Sunday game
Yep.
at home in Levi. And you're saying if we beat the Seahawks and Baltimore beats the Rams, which both should happen, we'll be division champs this week.
And Ryan, early line on the Niner game, and the spreads don't matter because you still have to handle business. We're laying 12 at home against Seattle.
Yeah, we got to win this game though, because if we got to, because everything we done the last couple weeks would be none and void if we end up losing this game. I think we got to win this game, huh?
And Ryan, I told you what I want. I need 6-0 in the division. Nothing else is going to make me happy, Ryan. At this point, I want the 1 seed. I need the undefeated division record just because. You leave no doubt.
What if that stuff doesn't happen, but we still win a Super Bowl? You wouldn't be happy?
Yeah, I'll be happy. I mean, but
right.
Hey, Ryan, we have entered the territory with Brock. Top 10 quarterback, clearly.
Oh yeah, he's top 10 now. He's got to be. I mean, he's top 1 statistically, so he's got to be top 10 at least playing like it this year. He's playing like the top. He's playing like the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, I do have to tell you something, and I don't want everyone to get excited. I checked the MVP odds today. Purdy is actually favored to win MVP right now. For what that's worth, it is what it is. But I can tell you one thing: Wilkes on the sideline has helped. Chase Young has brought some life into this defense it needed because it looked dead against the Vikings.
Yeah, man.
And Ambry Thomas, for whatever godforsaken reason, is balling his ass off, Ryan. I respect what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Ambry's doing good, man. Johnny, good to hear from you. I got 2 more people backstage. How do you want to wrap it up, man?
I need Greenlaw to stop being like Draymond Green.
No, we don't. Draymond Green got 4 rings, man. We need 1. Let's go.
Hey, Twin, I'm fine with getting a 15. Don't get tossed, man. You got to be smart at some point.
Hey, that's on the refs, man. That ain't on him. Let's go.
I mean, but that's all I got. We need
Johnny,
to
how
keep
you feeling?
it up.
You feel good, man? You feel good, bud, or what?
We're the best team in the NFC, Ryan. It's not close.
Boom. There you go. Johnny, man. It's good to hear from you, dude. Appreciate you calling in.
We'll talk soon, Ryan. Twin, you the man. Have fun in Dallas. And you, Twin, we are a Cowboys fan, unfortunately, for a week.
Oh, I'm about to say, look,
how about we just we're rooting for the Cowboys to win. We can't say we're Cowboys fans.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
we're rooting for them to win.
Well, here's the thing.
What you're saying, brother.
The Eagles' defense stinks. That's what I got in that specific matchup.
Yeah. I mean, Cowboys, we put up the same amount of points on the Cowboys, too. So neither one of them looked great. Johnny, thanks, man. I'm going to get to Case 49 and then Mr. Blue Magic, okay?
Yep. Later, Twin. Ryan, have a good one.
See you, buddy. All right, man. That was Johnny C. Case 49, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Ryan? How you doing, Twin?
What's cracking?
What's up, buddy? Good to hear from you, man.
Woo. Yeah, man. It was a good win, man. You know what I mean? It was finally good to put our foot on their neck, man. You know what I mean? Like I was I gave the Eagles a little bit of respect, man, you know what I mean? Because, they was coming off a back-to-back 10-1 team, 10-1 game, 10-1 seasons, you know what I mean? So, I kind of, thought they would put up a better fight, you know what I'm saying? That first quarter was a little bit dicey though, you know what I mean? Like the weather, the field was still a little wet. You know what I mean? And we came out, we was passing the ball. Their defense looked tough, but I think they just got tired, man. I think they just was on the field, for too many snaps in that last 2 games. You know what I mean? They just started to fall apart. But yeah, man, it was a good win, man. You know what I'm saying? We finally got to shut Sirianni up. You know what I mean? That was awesome. You know what I mean? Like Brock, man. I'm finally in on Brock, man. That's what I needed to see from Brock, because it's like came from behind. We came from 6-0. He came back. The weather wasn't great. What I saw from Brock, man, I saw him stepping up in the pocket a lot. yesterday, and that's the improvement from last year that I also wanted to see. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So this was supposed to be the biggest test for us the whole year. Everybody was talking about it. Wait till we go to Philly. We're gonna find out. We're gonna learn something. So yeah, we learned something last night. We the best team in the league right now, and what I mean, Brock is that dude. He's good enough to get it done. He can win the chip. He's
I
stepping
think he
up in the
can.
pocket. He's mobile. He's decisive. He's accurate. He's
Yeah, yeah. I think he.
I
I
saw it.
think he. I think we can win, man. Let me ask you this, man, because Tolbert, my guy Errol Tolbert, hit me up with the super chat. I want to get your take while you're on here, and then we'll go to Mr. Blue Magic. But he says, "How is Purdy MVP of the league when CMC Debo are the MVP of the team?" Case dropped off. Case dropped off. So let's go to Mr. Blue Magic, man. Mr. Blue Magic, what's up, buddy?
Ryan, what's mobbing? Twin, what's goody? Brooklyn in the building. Red, brother Bob, y'all already know.
Yeah, man. Good to hear from you, man. I always love your voice. I got a good friend out here, man. Whenever he's from Brooklyn, so whenever I talk to him, I love y'all accents, man. I like it, man. So it's always good to hear from you. Talking to New York talk, man. What do you think about Errol Tolbert's super chat here, and then we'll get your takes. But he says, "How is Purdy MVP of the league when CMC Debo are MVP of the team?"
Now, Ryan, you know me and you, we done went through this. You know what I'm saying? We talk over here, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, I agree with this comment, but
Yeah,
we already know the MVP is a quarterback award.
right.
It's a quarterback stats award, and people get on you when you don't put Brock in the elite conversation. It
Yeah.
don't take away from him.
Yeah.
What he's asked to do, he's doing it at an excellent level. He is a top 10 quarterback. But we gotta understand, when you say elite, that's the best of the best. That's on a hall of fame projection. That's when things are going excellent, and when things are not, that's when, like, no matter what's going on around the team, that player gives you a shot. And that's what literally CMC has been. CMC has always given us a shot.
I want to ask you guys this, man. I want to ask both you guys this question, because this is what I don't understand. It's kind of related to the super chat and what you just said. I've tweeted this, man, and people were mad. I don't understand, bro. I tweeted Purdy was solid after his first two drives. Good day. Nice for him to get the Eagles monkey off his back. Weapons carried the load on offense today, though. Great catch by BA. Amazing Debo day. Excellent performance by Kittle and CMC. To me, there's nothing negative I said about Brock Purdy in that tweet, but people were so mad. Like, a lot of people were mad at that tweet. Like, I don't understand it, man. Can you explain? I want to get Twin and your take, man. Explain why that tweet is controversial to some.
I think, honestly, one thing about fandom, you have people who are subjective, and then you have people who are objective. And in order for you to give a analysis of this sport and not just have your bias overwhelming your just total perception of what it is that you're seeing, you have to be objective. That doesn't mean that Brock is, nobody said he's a bad quarterback. It just means that he got some weapons out there. Say, for hypothetically speaking, if a point guard throws the ball to a two guard, and the two guard is like 12 or 15, he on the money, he's making buckets. The point guard did his job, but also the doggone two guard was on fire. You know what I mean? And so that's what happened. Our two guard, who Debo, was on fire, and then our small forward, who is George Kittle, was out here killing on the boards, you know what I'm saying, and playing defense like a madman. It's an overall good team victory. It's just that this guy had that boy today. That's it. And Brock did a beautiful job executing and give these guys the opportunity to play, make plays in good positions. And Kyle dialed up some wonderful plays as well. They all work together in unison.
Yeah, I think so, man. Mr. Blue, what's your take on that one, man?
I agree with that totally. And that's the problem. If you don't say that, like, if you point out the fact, like you did with your stat, Ryan, and this is something that I've said from last year. I came on your show last year when Brock was cooking, and I said the same things that I'm saying now. He's great for the system. Every quarterback plays in a system, but the elite quarterbacks bring you over the top outside of the system. And it's not to say that Brock is not a good quarterback. He is the position itself calls for you to execute what the coach calls. And I'm gonna tell you something, and this is my hot take.
All right.
Brandon Ayuk opened up the game. Everybody else closed it out.
Yeah, that catch wasn't an accurate pass. Like that's the other thing. Like someone's like that was a what do you say? That was a rocket or a dart or a dime. I'm like it was actually a bad pass, and Brandon laid himself out and got the touchdown. So yeah, I mean
even before that,
pass, though, good. Like it's okay to say it was an inaccurate pass.
Exactly.
Good way to recover. It's fine. We're not.
Yeah, that's normal.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a bad pass being good enough to give your playmakers an opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's the one thing about Brock. Even when Brock doesn't make a super accurate pass, he makes a pass good enough to give his playmakers an opportunity. And that's something else. Those playmakers are getting paid or are in the process of soon to get paid to make those type of plays. But if you look at the third drive, if you look at what Brandon Ayuk did on that second down and what he did later on in the drive, he made Philly pay so much attention to him downfield that it opened up everything else for Debo
in that middle.
And CMC and Kittle in the middle. Yep. So to me, the game was won, number one, with Steve Wilks. Fans, y'all jumped on Wilks for 3 weeks and gave Brock a pass and gave Kyle a pass. So last night, when I watched that game, we won that game. The first 2 Philly drives when Steve Wilks put his players in a position to hold Philly to 6 points. Had Philly scored and went up 14-0, we do not win that game.
Or wait, Blue. They had a record coming to the game. I think it was 12 consecutive touchdowns in the red zone. That was an NFL record for all of NFL. So to go there playing at home, it wasn't like there was a way to do that at their house after having a big play, stifling them on that AJ Brown play and say, hold on, no touchdown, and get him to kick not 1 field goal, but 2 field goals after our offense was just inept. And then to go, man, listen here, get that man some props. That doesn't mean that Kyle didn't recover and call a great game afterwards. That second quarter on out, my man was in his bag like he trying to get the last fry. But before then, that defense was out here on lock and change, you know what I'm saying? So big up to Steve Wilks, man, because he was calling that thing.
In his bag like he's trying to get the last fry. I got to remember that one and use that one. Yeah, Mr. Blue, what else you got? I got to get ready for Grand Show, do some real estate work, all that good stuff. But how do you want to end this?
Yo, Niners, we are. And y'all and Ryan, you know how objective I am, but looking at the way Kansas City's receivers is playing, looking at the way the Dolphins defense ain't really playing, I said it before, I couldn't see us winning a Super Bowl this year. You know me, I'm one of those. If I'm wrong, I'm the first to come and say it.
Everyone's wrong.
I can see us winning a Super Bowl, but we gotta take this one game at a time.
For sure.
Yeah. We gotta stay humble and hungry. Remember, we smacked the Rams like 30,000 times in a row until it truly counted.
Come on now.
Right. Come on. Agree, my guy.
So let's rejoice in this victory. Let's troll these Eagles the way they was trolling us when all our players was like, you know what? We'll see you on Sunday.
Right.
And let's get ready to knock knock the Seahawks beaks off.
Hold on.
Appreciate
And before
you,
you go,
man.
Riff, I'm gonna say this real
Yeah.
quickly.
Mhm.
The guy Seven said he really said the 49ers aren't winning this game, had the Eagles score 14, but he didn't watch the game. Dude, when you are down 14 points, it's a difference in how you call the game and momentum.
That's a
So
fact.
it doesn't mean that, again, I'm not saying they would have lost the game, but we would have to see the 49ers play a game that we haven't seen them play before. So again,
And we'd
it's
have had to
different
play, and
to
we'd
be
have had
right
to
at the
play one
same time.
dimensional. At that point, we would have had to play one dimensional. And that's exactly what we do to teams. Had we have went down 14-0, we would have the Eagles would have had the opportunity to force us to be one dimensional. And the
Right.
first two drives, we were one dimensional, and it resulted to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no,
But
I
that's
get
the
your
thing.
point, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, get your point. Mr. Blue, man, great job as always, man. Always good to hear your voice.
All right, Ryan, I'll text you. Twin, I'll hit you on X.
For sure,
Right
my
on.
guy, man. Appreciate you for coming through and hanging out with us this morning.
You
All right,
already
man. All right, brother. Have a good one, man. All right, that was Mr. Blue, man. Thanks. I appreciate those of you guys that called in. Yeah, man. Twin, anything else? Let's talk about real quick. Make sure you guys are like this video, subscribe to the channel. That you also do the same for Twin, man. The details are in the
sure.
description where you can go subscribe. Anything else you want to say, Twin, before I hit this last message?
Again, man. Well, as you say, man. Shout out to my boy, man. Rest in power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's
And
talk about that real quick.
yeah,
Let's talk
man.
about that. This is Corey, man. Corey found out this morning. Bryant Colt hit me yesterday, let me know what was going on with Corey. I didn't know, and that he was dealing with cancer. And then I found out this morning that he actually passed away. Corey was a big Niners fan. We all know him. He was always everybody's chats, conversations. He would do call-ins,
Trivia on
heartbreaking
Thursday.
stuff. Yeah,
Trivia
yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah, so I mean, just really, really sad stuff, man. You know, my message on Friday was about the same stuff, right? Like I ran into a basketball team player of mine, had a cardiac arrest, young man. Then my wife was in Los Angeles burying her nephew, 23 years old. And now we find out about Corey passing away from cancer, man. Huge Niner fan. So just enjoy life, man, and make the most of it. Life is short. You never know when it's your time to go. Brian, I appreciate you hanging in there with Corey and keeping him strong. Twin, anything else you want to say in regards to Corey?
Yeah, because this is a sensitive issue for me, especially dealing with that cancer, man. And like I want to big up Brian Cope too. He's always communicating in the back end, man, trying to make sure content creators stay, linked up together and things of that nature. But it was last month, Corey had a birthday, man, and I happened to get on that live, and it was on his birthday. And my girls, usually time I try to keep my kids outside of the chat and things like that, because of my babies. But they saw me, it was his birthday, man, and they sung him happy birthday. And it's little things like that when you're dealing with something like cancer, it gives you the energy to keep going forward, man. But also, I'm grateful that we're able just to shine a little light, man. Every little thing you do can help somebody push forward one day, you know what I mean? So just prayers and condolences to his family. Y'all continue to check on y'all friends as well, because sometimes we suffer in silence and not necessarily expressing ourselves what we're going through. So, man, just seeing whether it's a, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm thinking about you, man. I love you. You're doing all right, man. Keep going forward. Like little words like that is encouraging. And yeah, man, that's all. You know what I mean? Just big love to him and his family, man, and everything that he's done for the faithful, man. And my man kept it red and gold to the day he got up out of here, man. And so salute to a true fan of the 49ers, man, and big up to that victory, man. That was for you yesterday, my boy. So God rest, man. You ran your race. You ran it through the tape. Take your rest, my guy.
Yeah, man. Sad stuff, brother. And I'm glad the Eagles, 49ers were able to whoop on the Eagles for him before he got out of here. And just a diehard Niner fan, great guy, kind guy, nice person, just a kind of guy that you feel for. And this is just sad stuff. My shout out to his family and friends and everybody that knew Corey, man. Rest in peace, Corey, brother. All right, man. We are out of here. Y'all have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday. I'll be with Jesse on this channel, and I'll be on with Grant at 11 a.m. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, Coach is going to be on now. I'm going to have a show on Wednesdays with the Coach. I think at 10 every day. So stay tuned for that too. All right, you guys.
Coach, I say what up.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good
Peace.
day, man. Go
Love.
Niners.